Hello there everyone, this is Brother Birch. In this video I'm going to be doing and walking through the practice test 2.2. It's what was showing up right in here for your test 2. So it says, Sue noticed that her teacher keeps using the ASCII table value for problems in class. She thought it would be a good idea to memorize it, or to memorize these values as a way to help her with programming. Okay, didn't actually do this. Unfortunately, staying at the table is a bit tedious. Instead, she decided to make a game out of it. Write a program to prompt the user for a character. Then, prompt the user for the ASCII value associated with the character. If the user guesses incorrectly, tell the user too high or too low, depending. Continue prompting the user until she gets the correct answer. At the end, display the number of tries it took to guess the correct answer. So here's what it's going to look like. Which value would you like to guess? Okay, so they want to guess the ASCII character for capital A. So they guess a number, too high, that's too low, that's too high, and then 65 was the correct one, and you got it in 4 guesses. Okay, so we can copy the template from here. So let me open this up. Clear. So copy that into test 2 practice 2.cpp. Emacs test 2. Alright, so here is our template that we get to work off of for this practice test. I would go ahead and update this with test 2 ASCII values. Make sure to update the name of your teacher and everything and your name. Alright, so let's head down here. First things first, let's go ahead and, well, let's work on main a little bit. So let's change our comment out here. So main is going to prompt user for value, loop through guesses, and display output. Okay. All right. So let's prompt for a letter. So char answer equals prompt for letter. Okay. Let's make a function called prompt for letter. Just going to copy that and paste it. And I'll say prompt for letter will get a letter from the user. Okay. Prompt for letter cout. Well, I guess I should declare that first. Okay. Cout which value would you like to guess? Okay, and then cin, we'll put that into guess, and then we will return guess. Okay, this will have to be a char, so we can return that. Alright, so we'll get the answer from our prompt. Next, let's play our game. Okay, so I'll say int number guesses equals play game answer. So whatever answer they put in here for the prompt for letter, we're going to pass that into a function called play game. Alright, so I'm just going to copy this one and come up here and paste it. Okay, that looks very nice. Alright, so this is going to be called play game. Alright, and for this one, we're going to loop through guesses, return number of guesses. Okay, so this right here is going to be the same as that. So we remove all that, right click, int number of guesses, and then we have our function. Alright, so I'll say int num guesses equals 0. We're going to return num guesses. Oops, need a semicolon over there. Alright, and then int guess. So, while they're guessing the incorrect value, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a do while loop. I'm going to say cout And what is the value of, that needs to be escaped. Okay, what is the value of answer? Just realized I have an error up here. I misnamed this. It should be play game. And we need char answer in here as our parameter. So, see out. What is the value of answer? And then we need to close our quote, question mark, space, and that. Okay, and then we'll have cn as their guess. Okay, so what is the value of, let's say they typed in A, and then they would guess a number, it'd be an integer, we'd put that into guess, all right, and then we would increase the number of guesses count. Okay, then I would say, let me close that, and while, and we're going to check to see if their guess value is correct. So we're going to make a new function called guess value, and we're going to pass in the guess and the correct answer. Okay, so it'll return a bool. So if it's wrong, if they guess the wrong value, then we'll keep on doing this chunk of code until they guess the right value. Okay, and then we'll just return the number of guesses that it took them to do that. Okay, so I'm going to come up here, I'm going to copy this and paste. Okay, very nice. And this function is going to be called bool guess value. I'm going to take an int guess and char answer. Okay. Let me just update this here. So guess value will determine if they guessed right, or too low, or high. Okay, so let's take some of this stuff out here. Do they match? So if guess is equal to answer, then return true. Okay. If guess is less than answer, return, well, let's just output here. So cout too low. Okay. Else cout too high. Okay. And then we'll return false if we outputted one of those, so that our do while loop can keep going if this returns false. All right, so let's head back to main. So we prompt for a letter A. And then we play the game. What is the value of A? So let's go up to play game. So it says, what is the value of A? And then they'll guess. So be like, oh yeah, we guessed 97. Okay, we'll go into guess value. Okay, if 97 is equal to the answer, okay, then we'll return true. Else we'll return too low or too high, or print out too low or too high, and then we'll return false so that they can keep on playing. Okay, I think the last thing that we have to do is to just display how many times it took them to guess it. So let's go over to main. I'll say cout, you got it in number guesses. Okay, and then we'll return 0. So let's run this, see if it compiles first. Okay, got a bunch of errors. COUR was not defined in guess value. So let's go over to guess value, COUR. Compile it again. One more expected parenthesis before semicolon in int play game. Let's go over to int play game. Okay, expected parenthesis before semicolon right here. We don't have enough closing parentheses. All right, there we go. So that works, and then I'll say a.out. What number would you like to guess? A. What is the value of A? 50. It's too low. 60. 70. 65. You got it in 4 guesses. Okay, so that looks good. Let's go ahead and test this. 124, practice 2.2, and we called this test 2, practice 2. Okay, tests passed. Let's check our style checker. Test 2, practice 2. And style checker looks good. Okay, so that is my walkthrough for this practice test. If you guys have any questions, just let me know.